We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hi.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today, Jill and I talk about, well, are you smart enough for Land Academy?
It's kind
Who
of...
came up with this topic?
I know, like, did somebody put that in Discord?
No, and all kidding aside, this comes up. Every once in a while, it comes up about, excuse me, geez. It comes up at the live event. It's come up, and it just comes up in general. It's not so much, I decided to be really straight about it in the title.
Which we always are straight. So we'll talk about that. So, I mean, and I have some notes here, and there's always exceptions, but we want to talk about it with you because we want for the right, well, how about this? You're all the right people. We want you to know, we either want to calm down your fears and or we want to be really honest with you and let you know what you're getting into.
I think, I titled this intentionally, but it could be titled, Are You Interested Enough in doing
that's
this?
A good way of saying
That's really what I think is happening.
That's brilliant.
But people don't say it that way about themselves. No. Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. And don't forget to subscribe on the Land Academy YouTube channel and comment on the shows you like.
Andy wrote, if I have a signed purchase agreement and the owner gets a better offer letter in the mail from another land buyer, do I have any recourse? Just so weird that the week we were going to close, another offer letter would hit. They're wanting to take the higher offer, which is 4 times my offer price. Has this happened to anyone? That's really not cool, by the way.
It's not cool at all. And this is
by the seller.
This sparked a lot of interest in Discord.
I bet. What were the general responses?
Let's answer the question first. The answer, it's the same that how we're gonna answer all of them. Your question is, do you have any recourse? Probably not. You might, but it's not worth it. It's generally not worth it to go down that path. Mm-hmm. My big comment is, do they really have an offer? Do they?
Yeah, or are they changing their price last minute on you?
Are they having second thoughts about the price?
There's a lot of stuff. Maybe they change their mind, and they could say that. That's true. That's a very, very good point.
I've heard Jill on the phone many times in this situation, and you know what she says? You should take the offer.
That's what I do. And so let's just go through. Let's walk through the process, shall we? You just got this offer in. You and I are going to close on Tuesday, and you're going to get, $18,000, and you're saying you got an offer for $40,000. Well, is it really? Let's just see. They haven't done any of their due diligence. They haven't vetted this. You haven't even talked to them yet. Do we know that it's legit? Do we know they have the money? Do they know they're standing by? And after they do their due diligence, are they still going to want to pay that money? I'm sitting here right now. We are all done. You're about to get a check, a wire into your bank on Tuesday. Do you want to, stop that and take the chance? Or do you want to, sure thing, we're done? And usually they go, oh yeah. Hadn't thought about that.
This is a classic bird in the hand situation. Mm-hmm. So does this happen to us a couple times a year?
Sometimes, but it's not very
Earlier
often.
in my career, I would all freak out about, I call this end of the line renegotiation. Mm-hmm. And it used to really make me mad. You're trying to buy a piece of property or sell one, and all the prices change right at the end. Mm-hmm. That's what's happening here. They're changing the price right at the end, and they're saying they have another offer. And I really think that because it's 4 times. Mm-hmm. Like if it was $5,000 more, I get that. But 4 times? It
almost makes you think it's someone's in their ear, like an agent said, well, why are you selling it for that? I could do this. And so they're just trying to get out of it. And that might be, and that's okay.
There's people that just like to do things at the end like this.
Well, that's
just
not
a
nice.
Personality type. So
that's true.
I love Joe's approach. Then sell it to him.
Yeah.
When it all falls apart, we'll just keep escrow open. When it all falls apart, come on back.
That's what I do.
But the price might be cheaper. Yeah. I know that maybe I'll pay you 4 times less.
I would never say that. That's the Stephen way. I would never say that at all. No, but I have said, you got what? Are you kidding? That's insane. And that's my first response is, well, then you got to take it. Call them. If that's real, you have to do it. I would be telling my dad the same thing. And they go, oh, it's probably not real. I go, well, why don't you call and call me back? And then they go, okay, here's what I found. I'm like, So it's funny.
Today's topic, are you smart enough for Land Academy? This is the meat of the show.
Are you smart enough for this show?
You're smart enough for
Are
the
you
show.
smart enough to hang out with us? You're smarter. Are you too smart to hang out with? That should be the new thing.
That's what it is.
Yeah, are you too smart to hang out with us?
Yeah, you're too smart for this.
Really good.
What if this is the first podcast?
Are you too
ever
smart
listening
for
to?
Land Academy? That's the real topic.
That would have been better.
That's a better
I almost
topic.
want to change it.
Yeah, that's good.
Look, every one of us in our lives, me included, you walk into something and you're like, there's no way I can do this. You know, it happened a lot when I was younger, especially in my in academics, in college and all kinds of stuff. And you get in there and it's insurmountable. There's too many moving parts. But if you're interested in it, let's say, let's break it down as simple as possible. If you're interested in getting an A in a class, you're going to do what it takes. And it might be a massive disaster. I've always found math to be like this, especially advanced math. It's like, it's confusing. I don't understand it. This is a mess. I'm never going to be able to do this. And then the switch flips because you're working on it, and you finally get it. And so, of course, you're smart enough for this. It's just if you have a high enough level of interest to follow through on it.
I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to give you, if you have not seen the Go-Go's documentary on, was it Netflix or Prime?
It was Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. It's okay. So one of those two, probably Prime. If you've not seen the Go-Go's documentary, that was from 2020 or 2021, you need to, because it's a shining example of girls getting together, not knowing how to do anything, saying, oh, sure, I'll learn. We should start an all-girl band. And I don't even have a drum set. And I have to go find a drum set and then learn how to play. And some of these girls, like, I played bass. They wanted to play lead guitar. I lied and said I could. I had to figure it out in a weekend, and they were just into it and committed. And more than them, there's 5 of them, like 3 of them, like were like lead guitar, bassist, and the drummer, like the original members were like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just said I could do it and I lied and I figured it out. And part of it was because they started as a punk band back in the punk days in LA in the late 70s. And it was just bad music sounded good because it was punk. So they're just kind of banging on it. So it was funny. But the truth is, how I tie it to this, they were committed. They wouldn't stop. And I watched that documentary. It made me proud. I'm like, go girls.
Yeah.
What they did and what they accomplished, and they stuck to it and they didn't waver. So they are still, and now they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the only all-girl band that can say that they played all their own music and wrote all their own songs and got number 1 on the charts. No one has done that.
On a debut record.
No one can say they did that. No, it doesn't even matter what album. No all-female band has been all-female, all play their own stuff and written their own songs and made number 1.
With a debut record, which is amazing.
So yeah, you want to make that.
That is huge.
So,
for a first record?
No, I'm just saying even on their 10th record never had that.
No, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying it's twice as impressive.
Right.
With no experience. They just cut a record and it goes to number 1.
Yeah. So darn cool. So, but we're committed. So my other notes are, we make this look easy sometimes, and we're here to tell you.
And we make it look fun sometimes.
Sometimes we cry. Just kidding. But
sometimes it's not fun and not easy.
Right. And we want you to know that. I want you to over-research. People find their way to me and my staff sometimes very early in the process. And they're like, oh, I got this. I watched a whole weeks of your podcasts and I sat in on one member call. Oh, I got this. I'm like, well, hold on a moment. Let's make sure. I don't want you to get in and find out it's not what you think it is, and I want you to know the truth. This is why we're doing this episode. I want you to really spend the time, humor me, over research, play around with it, talk to some people, get in the community, and really, you don't have to go so far as buy a property, but if you do that, if you want to test the concept, buy a cheap property somewhere and turn around and practice and mark it up and sell it and take pictures and just get through the deal before you join, I don't think that's nuts.
There's
good.
few components to this. There's the data component, the data / Excel analysis, picking a county component, the upfront stuff that I'm good at and I really enjoy. And the back end component, which is equally, or it's turning out more important, which is answering the phone, putting the deal together, and on the buy side and the sell side, which is what Jill does. I've done all of those. I can tell you, I have no real interest in the latter part of my career to do Jill's job at all, which is why we got together and did this. So the chances are there's one or two little components that you can't stand and maybe you suck at. That doesn't mean you're not smart enough for all of this.
True.
It doesn't mean that you can't learn it and deal with it for a year until you get a partner or outsource it to somebody that you trust to make it work. It doesn't mean any of that. That tells me if you go down that path, you are interested enough to make this work. You see the value in it and you can see how it can pay out forever. Right. And so don't let one or two little things stop you from trying this. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to buy into all this to try it. You can do a little bit of horse around on the internet. You'll find a ton of free stuff, including the show. Mm-hmm. This podcast that'll get you started so you can see whether or not you think you're ready for it.
I think this is exactly what I wrote down. You are here because we will tell you the truth and we will show up to help you. Your responsibility is to ask.
Oh, that's brilliant, Jill. That should have been the title. Your responsibility is to ask.
Thank you.
What do you say after that? How do you follow that?
I know, right?
Steve and Jill here.
And we are here to talk to you about career path. Number 3 is coming your way starting in January of 2022. Here's the scoop. There are only 15 seats open.
Look, this is a really intimate way to get access to Jill and I specifically live for 10 weeks straight.
Yep, it's 10 weeks of customized education tailored directly to you. It doesn't matter whether you're brand new to this or you're a seasoned investor going to take it to that next level.
Each one of these career path sessions, this is number 3, takes on a life of its own. What we're finding is instead of presenting a rigid way, there is content material. So it's 10 modules, but we're finding that certain people that join career path have very specific needs and customize. They're in just separate places in their career. Mm-hmm. You might be brand new. You might be doing 100 deals a year and you want to do 1,000. Mm-hmm. And so I can tell you this for sure. Each session contains weekly office hours and many, many, many hours per week of access to Jill and I as needed.
Yeah, we're talking one-on-one time, not only with us, but our data pro. We have back-end specialists available to you. We have experienced investors joining in with us to help answer your questions because they've been there. We're going to help you set goals and get you where you want to be. We're going to take deep dives into your business and go over pretty much anything that you want. Mm-hmm. There are special sessions included with our transaction coordinator. That's new that we've added this year. We've also have a direct phone line for you to access our team, get front of the line, whatever you need, and that's forever, not just during the time that you're within the career path. And at the end,
you will be added to the advanced group forever. We meet once or twice a month right now. Again, that takes on a life of its own also. Look, here's the thing. You want to commingle with people who are making millions of dollars doing this? This is it. This is the way to do it. And it's not just us. It's other people in the group that we have. They're helping us in let's just call it teacher's aid situation where ask them questions, ask them how they started. We're certainly going to answer it and learn from us, but there's other people that bring a lot of value to this.
Hey, seats are filling up fast. And there is an interview process. So if you are interested, please visit www.landacademy.com/career path. For more details, it'll give you the schedule, the timing, how to apply, and everything else that you need to know before you join.
I'll tell you what, this is one of my favorite things about Land Academy is teaching this class.
I'm excited too. Hope to see you there. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, you can find us here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode on the Land Academy Show is called how to buy your first parcel of land. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
And it's kind of funny. I'm like, can we please just check out this Go-Go's documentary? And I'm sure you're like, oh, it's an all-girl band. Are you really going to make me sit through this?
No
and then
way.
I'm
I
like,
love
it
the
was
Go-Go's.
so good. Yeah.
I love the Go-Go's. We're from the same time and the same musical background. So no, it was great. I got a lot out of it. We stayed up too late watching it, but we had to finish it.
We did. Well, here was the difference. Where I lived in Southern California, we had our MTV. You didn't have your MTV. Why did you not have MTV?
We had MTV. It just wasn't part of our culture like it was for you.
I was
into a different scene than you were. That's the nicest way I can put it.
That's it. Well, I was watching MTV and listening to K-Rock and getting all alternative at the same time. You were still into.
It's an interesting choice of word.
What?
I was still.
Oh,
you were stuck. You were still. You weren't as. This is the.
I apologize.
Hold on. No, you don't have to apologize. This is the attitude of the Southern Californian. Oh yeah, they're still doing that over there.
Actually, that's
5
true.
years old.
That's
They're
true.
5 years behind.
That's true. By the time my cousins came out and they had their roller skates in their hands, I'm like, oh, we stopped roller skating a long time ago.
I will never apologize for still. And to this day, I know I can give 50 examples of how my stuff was a little bit more forward than all the Southern California.
Okay. It's not good. Now it's a contest.
Thank you for tuning in. Hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you haven't already, please check out our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button.
We are Steve and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.